think that was foolish for this young man to put up a video. So from this point forward, brothers and sisters, the case moves not on a narrative, but now on evidence. And this young man just made a video. And whatever the evidence will show, it will decide the exposure of everyone involved.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine.
Peace and blessings, everybody. This is Damon K. Jones here, and welcome to another edition of the Publisher's Desk. And today's show, we're talking about the Don Lemon case has stopped being a debate, and now it's legal record. Because the first person connected to the church protest has surrendered, and more importantly, he spoke, not anonymously, not through a lawyer, but in his own words, brothers and sisters. And what he admitted may determine whether this case stays about protest or turns into something much bigger. This isn't really about immigration. This isn't really about politics. It's about a legal line courts take very seriously. When does coverage become coordination? Let's walk through what he said and why it matters. A Temple University student, Jerome Richardson, surrendered to federal authorities after being indicated in connection with the protests inside a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. According to the investigation, the demonstration took place during an active religious service. That detail matters. Protests outside buildings are treated one way under law. Entering and interrupting a protected religious gathering is treated another way entirely. It's not speech. It becomes interference. So legally, this case is not just about activism. It's about whether a coordinated action disrupted a protected assembly. And that distinction changes the exposure for everyone involved. Now, brothers and sisters, Richardson released a video statement explaining his role.
Finishing my degree and graduating in May. However, with an indictment looming, I fear for my safety and the threat of public doxing. Having overcome many obstacles to reach this point, I really hope to be able to complete this semester and graduate and earn my degree. On January 18th, I assisted Don Lemon during his visit to the Twin Cities by helping with logistics and connecting him with local contacts. Don was reporting on the situation on the ground during the occupation by DHS and ICE and Border Patrol agents. And at that time, I was proud to support his work in exposing the everyday injustices resulted from the federal government's agenda. As a consequence of this support, I'm now being targeted by Trump and the federal administration. I say this to say I'm incredibly proud of those who have already faced their indictment and detention, and I know this fight is far from over. Their courage has certainly inspired me. Yet this is the price of being unapologetic about humanity and the love of Christ. I support the activists who felt compelled to highlight the hypocrisy of how Pastor David Easterwood could simultaneously be a pastor at the church and the local leader of ICE operations. What people are experiencing goes against human and civil rights as well as the teachings of Jesus, who indeed flipped over tables. So while I've been an active youth leader since the murder of George Floyd, I'm speaking out now because I anticipate being in federal custody sometime in the coming days. I want to share my love and gratitude and ask that you all support through 3 actions. Pray for my safety and my peace of mind. Do not stop fighting against this oppressive system.
He said that on January 18th, he assisted Don Lemon during his visit by helping him with logistics and connecting him with local contacts. That's wording right there is important because the courts pay attention to verbs: observed, interviewed, recorded. These describe journalism, but assisted with logistics and connected contacts describe involvement and preparation. Now, let's be clear. This does not automatically establish guilt, but it does establish participating in the setup surrounding the event, at least as he described it himself in his own video. He also expressed support for the activists and awareness of the actions taking place. Legally, awareness plus assistance becomes something the courts must evaluate. The surrender moves the story from narrative to evidence. Cases like this are built outward. First, the the participants. Second, the organizers. Third, anyone who enabled the activity. Once someone enters custody, investigators reconstruct the communication, text messages, calls, planning, timing. So the legal focus becomes interaction between all parties involved, including media figures connected to the event. And that leads directly to the Don Lemon question. Now, here's the thing, brothers and sisters. Journalism have strong protections under the law. A reporter can attend protests, speak with activists, document controversial events, but the court draws a firm line when observation is protected, but participation is not. So the legal question is factual. Was access being received or was the activity being coordinated?
So the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up. And it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's...
If communication shows interviews and coverage, protections apply. If the communication shows planning assistance, timing entry, coordination, prosecutors may argue involvement. Richardson's statement doesn't decide that question, but it gives investigators a reason to look for the answer. Now let's look at what will the prosecutors look for? From here, the case becomes reconstruction. Investigators will examine sequence. Who knew about the protest? Who communicated beforehand? What roles existed? What actions followed? This is not determined by opinion. It's going to be determined by a timeline. The entire case turns into one issue. Did media document the event, or did media, Don Lemon and the other podcasters, help create the event? There is something I want to address before the closing of this video. Richardson referred to Jesus overturning tables as a justification for disturbing a church service. And many people online, even some fool comedians and entertainers, have repeated that idea. Let me tell you straight up, that is how you bastardize the scripture. That is how you bastardize the understanding of scripture. But the text describes something different. Jesus did not interrupt believers gathered in prayer. I'm going to say that again. Jesus did not interrupt believers gathered in prayer. He confronted the commercial exploitation taking place in the temple's marketplace, a profit operation operating inside the sacred space. He did not go where they were praying. He turned the tables where they were gathered for commercial exploitation. See, the action addressed corruption, not worshipers. So regardless of anyone's political position, using that passage to blanket approval to disrupt a congregation changes the meaning of the scripture itself. And I will ask any of them, when did you see our great leaders do that? Martin Luther King Jr. or any other famous civil rights activists. When did you see them do that? See, law and faith are separate discussions, but accuracy matters in both, brothers and sisters. No court has decided guilt. Let's make it plain. I'm not saying anybody's guilty at this point, as far as the law. But as far as morality, in my opinion, in the court of morality and even spirituality, they're all guilty. And that's my opinion. But we also have to understand that surrender begins the legal process. And the statement defined the legal issue, not immigration policy, not politics, not opinion. It's the role, whether you were observer or participant. And I don't know where we get in our mental psyche that we have to put everything on social media. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you. I think that was foolish for this young man to put up a video. So from this point forward, brothers and sisters, The case moves not on a narrative, but now on evidence. And this young man just made a video. And whatever the evidence will show, it will decide the exposure of everyone involved. So if you like the video, please follow or subscribe. Please share. Tell me what you think. Do you think this man's video testimony helped him or hurt him? Do you think that this connects Don Lemon more to the organizing of the protests inside the church? Or does it show cover for Don Lemon that he was just there reporting? So please leave a comment and let us know. And thanks for watching Black Westchester on YouTube, the Publisher's Desk, powered by blackwestchester.com, independent media, independent news. And please go check out our articles on blackwestchester.com. We're the news with the Black point of view. As always, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay blacktastic. Peace out.
Tired of the same emotional politics that lead nowhere. Emotional Politics, Logical Failure by Damon K. Jones is the book Black America needs right now. It exposes the lies, challenges the gatekeepers, and calls for real strategy, not just symbolism. Power starts with truth. On sale, now, and available in audiobook on Amazon.
Tolerance is for Cowards by Damon K. Jones. This book is not anti-police, it's pro-community. Discover how the extended policing strategy empowers you to demand real public safety, justice, and accountability from your local police department. Because the Black community deserves good policing. On sale now on Amazon and Audible. Discover Jesus and Divine Black Masculinity by Damon K. Jones. This a bold blueprint to restore faith, manhood, and purpose in Black America. Because the Black community needs good Black men. Available now on Amazon. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. Support independent Black media with style. Rock Black Westchester merch and represent the news with the Black point of view. Every purchase helps us speak truth to power.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.